The galaxy had many dangerous places, but nothing was more feared than the dark zone called the Forbidden Belt. Every map warned ships to stay away from it. Every empire repeated the same rule for thousands of years: do not enter. Do not explore. Do not send signals. Because anything that touched this region never returned. Alien patrol fleets formed a ring around the belt day and night. But even they never crossed the boundary. They only watched from far away, afraid even of its silence. No stars shined inside. No planets moved. It was like space itself had died there. On this quiet day, patrol ships from 3 different empires drifted in their usual positions. Everything was calm. No alarms. No movement. Only an empty black void that had slept for centuries. Then the impossible happened. Sensors started screaming across dozens of ships. Red lights flashed. Warning sirens echoed. Officers jumped from their seats with pale faces. A huge gravitational spike erupted from inside the Forbidden Belt. A vibration shook the edges of space. Something was pushing outward. Alien captains shouted orders. Lock scanners. Activate shields. Prepare fleets for evacuation. Some believed a star was collapsing. Others believed an ancient monster had awakened. But soon the scanners gave them a shape, a metallic shape, a massive hull. A ship. The moment the image became clear, every alien officer froze. It was a human warship. No one understood it. Humans were strong, yes? Brave, yes. Reckless. Absolutely. But even humans respected the Forbidden Belt. Even they stayed away. So how? How did a human ship come from inside? The warship was enormous. A Titan-class battleship, twice the size of a dreadnought. Its armor was burned and cracked, like it had survived weapons no one had ever seen. Strange blue fire glowed along its engines. Parts of its hull looked melted. Other parts looked like something had clawed at it. The alien watchers whispered in fear. How did they survive in there? What did they see? Why have they returned now? Alien fleets quickly formed a circle around the unknown arrival, but none dared move closer. Even the bravest soldiers felt their hands shaking. The human ship drifted slowly. Its engines weak, like it had come through a nightmare. Its surface flickered with strange symbols glowing in blue heat. No one recognized the markings. They did not look like human writing, or any writing known in the galaxy. Inside the alien command room, panic grew. Some believed humans found a forbidden weapon. Some believed they awakened an ancient god. Some believed they brought something dangerous out with them. The human ship, however, did not raise its guns. It simply scanned space, as if searching for safety. One alien commander, tall insect-like creature with 6 glowing eyes, whispered to her team, "If humans entered the belt and lived, then something inside must be far more dangerous than we feared." Despite the confusion, one thing was clear. The human ship was not attacking. It was running. Running from something inside the ship, the crew moved with urgency. Lights flickered. Systems sparked. Medical alarms beeped everywhere. The human captain, a calm but exhausted man with silver hair, stood on the command deck. His uniform was torn, and half his console was destroyed. He touched a cracked screen and spoke in a steady voice. "Confirm we are outside the belt. Confirm safe zone." A tired officer nodded. "Confirmed, Captain?" "We made it." Captain closed his eyes. They had survived something that was never meant to be crossed. But before he could breathe, the ship's AI spoke with a sharp, metallic voice. "Warning. Massive energy surge detected behind the vessel. Source, the Forbidden Belt. Something is following." The captain's eyes widened. "No, it cannot be." Outside, the alien fleets watched the slow-moving human ship. They whispered about what humans might be hiding, but none realized the truth. The space behind the human ship began to distort again. A ripple formed. A tear in reality opened. The same gravitational power that brought the human warship out began rising once more. Alien sensors exploded with warnings. More ships moved back in fear. The Forbidden Belt was opening again. The first alien to see it screamed across the combs. Something else is coming out. Something huge. The tier grew wider. Space cracked like glass. Bright blue light spilled out. The human captain gripped the rail. "We did not escape," he whispered. "It followed us." The alien fleets watched in terror. Every ship backed away, engines burning hot. No one wanted to face whatever was coming. The human warship, damaged and tired, powered its shields again. Even in their weakened state, the humans did not collapse. They stood ready, because they knew what was emerging. The space behind them glowed brighter. A shadow formed. Long, monstrous, ancient. The watching aliens felt their hearts stop. Something moved inside the tier, something alive, something that had survived 4 millions of years inside a region where even starlight died. The Forbidden Belt was no longer silent. The human warship floated between the creature and the galaxy, as if trying to block its path. Aliens trembled. Confused, why would humans stand alone against something like this? What did they bring out? What did they wake up? Part 1 ends with a final deep pulse of the creature's energy shaking every ship in orbit, and the human captain whispering, "Prepare for contact." Asterisk, the shockwave from the creature's presence spread across space like a silent thunder. Alien ships trembled. Metal groaned. Even shields flickered under the pressure of the unseen force. No one had ever felt power like this. Inside the alien flagship of the Varax Dominion, officers struggled to keep their balance. Their leader, High Marshal Saruth, stared at the giant shadow forming behind the human warship. His 4 eyes widened. "This is not a ship," he said slowly. "This is something older. Something beyond our knowledge." Every empire watching came to the same conclusion. Whatever was inside the Forbidden Belt had been trapped there for millions of years. And now, because a human warship escaped, it followed them out. Across the galaxy, emergency meetings began instantly. Holograms of rulers, generals, scientists, and mystics filled massive councils. The Cathari Empress, with her silver serpentine form, hissed in fear. "Humans have triggered the awakening of the ancient void beast." A cold, robotic voice from the Mechclans replied, "Incorrect. Humans did not awaken it. They survived it." "That is more concerning." The council chamber fell silent. Everyone realized something terrifying. Humans were strong enough to challenge something that devoured entire dimensions. Meanwhile, the human Titan-class warship floated helplessly, slowly rotating from damage. Its crew moved with urgency. Sparks flew from destroyed panels. Smoke filled parts of the corridor. Medics rushed past carrying injured soldiers. On the bridge, the captain stood firm despite the shaking deck. "Status report," he demanded. His officer responded quickly, though her voice trembled. "Shields at 20%. Weapons offline. Hull integrity fragile." The captain nodded. These numbers were terrible. But he was not afraid. "We survived worse inside the belt," he said quietly. "We will survive this too." Before anyone could speak, the creature behind the ship roared, not with sound, but with energy. A red pulse spread across space. Lights dimmed. Alien ships drifted backwards as if pushed by an invisible storm. Some captains panicked. "Retreat. Move away from the belt. Do not let it see us. Activate cloaking if you can." But nothing helped. The creature's presence was like a giant eye-opening. Looking at every ship at once, inside the quadrant's main broadcast center, a new emergency signal appeared. Priority alert. Galaxy-wide threat detected. Possible extinction event? Every empire received it. Every world froze. Schools closed. Workers stopped. Families watched in fear as their news screens broadcast the unknown creature forming in space. For a moment, the entire galaxy paid attention to one thing: a damaged human warship floating alone in front of a monster from ancient darkness. And then something unexpected happened. The human warship sent out a message. A calm, steady voice echoing across all channels at once. To all ships. Do not fire. Do not provoke it. We barely escaped. It is attracted to aggression. Galaxy leaders listened carefully. Humans were not giving orders. They were warning everyone. But the warning created more fear. The Vrax Dominion commander spat angrily. Humans brought this danger to our borders. They must explain everything. A more peaceful voice from the Eden Alliance replied, "Do not blame them. No other species ever had the courage to enter the Forbidden Belt. Humans learned something inside. Something we never dared to face." Inside the Titan-class human ship, the AI's voice echoed again. Warning. Entity is preparing to project a tendril. Estimated impact, catastrophic. The captain braced himself. The crew tightened their grip on consoles. Outside, space shimmered. A long, dark tendril of pure energy stretched out from the creature and moved toward the human ship. Alien fleets screamed across their channels. It will destroy them. Human ship, move. Move. Do something. But the human ship could not move. Engines were dead. Shields were weak. Still, the crew did not panic. They stayed steady, waiting. The tendril touched the human ship's outer hull. The metal glowed red-hot. Screeching sounds echoed through the decks. But then, something strange happened. Instead of destroying the ship instantly, the tendril hesitated. It felt around the hull almost as if searching for something. The alien fleets watched in silent terror. They expected the ship to explode, but it did not, because the humans had something the creature recognized inside the bridge. The captain whispered, "It is scanning us. It remembers us." The officer beside him asked, "Captain, should we fire?" The captain shook his head. "No. Firing will end all of us." He looked at the shadow stretching beyond the stars. "We survived its home. We escaped its cage. Now it wants us back." As the tendril scraped the hull, the ship's sensors finally captured a full reading of the creature. The computer projected the image. Every officer gasped. The creature was not a beast. It was a living ship. A biomechanical titan. Part metal, part flesh. Millions of years old. A weapon created by an extinct ancient race. The creature roared again. Space shaking like thunder. Alien fleets backed away even farther. On the human bridge, the captain gave a final order. "Send message to all fleets. Prepare defenses. If it crosses this region..." He paused, his eyes cold and ready. "The galaxy will fall." The message traveled across thousands of ships. Fear spread. Empires began to mobilize. Because now everyone understood. The human ship did not bring danger. It brought a warning. A warning the galaxy was not ready to face. Asterisk, the creature rose fully from the Forbidden Belt. For the first time in recorded history, the galaxy saw it clearly. Its body stretched across kilometers of space, a mix of living muscle and impossible metal. Red lights glowed like eyes. Dark plates shifted like armor. Its surface rippled with energy from an age long before any modern empire existed. Alien fleets stared, frozen. Their weapons aimed, but their hands shook. This thing was not a beast. Not a ship. Not a machine. It was something older. Something built when the galaxy was still young. On the human warship's bridge, Captain felt the deck vibrate under his boots. The creature's energy pushed against the ship again. Panels flickered. Sparks fell from the ceiling. The officer beside him whispered, "Sir, what is this thing? You saw it inside the belt. You must know." Captain did not answer immediately. His face carried a deep, tired sadness, the look of someone who had seen something that no mind should see. Finally, he spoke. "It is a sentinel." The officer frowned. "Sentinel? Guarding what?" The captain looked straight ahead at the towering creature. Not guarding something. He took a slow breath. Guarding someone. The aliens listening through intercepted communication lines stiffened. Someone? Inside the Forbidden Belt? The human captain continued, his voice low. "There is an ancient prison inside the belt, not for beasts, not for criminals, For a Minda being that once tried to erase every intelligent species in the galaxy, the Sentinels were created to keep it trapped. The officer swallowed hard. So this thing is trying to protect the galaxy? The captain shook his head. No, that prison is weakening. It is dying. And now the Sentinels are leaving to search for help. Or a replacement. Cold silence filled the bridge. Outside, the Sentinels' red eyes scanned the alien fleets. It did not attack. It simply looked as if studying every species at once. But the alien commanders misunderstood. The Virax Dominion leader panicked. Now, fire everything. Do not let it get closer. Missiles launched. Energy beams shot across space. Explosions lit the darkness. All weapons hit the Sentinel's armor and vanished. They did not bounce. They did not explode. They simply disappeared into its body like drops of water falling into a deep ocean. The Sentinel slowly turned toward the fleet that fired. Its glow brightened. Its tendrils extended. Alien captains screamed. Retreat. Retreat now. Shields at maximum. Get out of its range. But the Sentinel did not chase them. It only pushed them aside like dust. Inside the human ship, the AI spoke again. Sentinel is not hostile. It is responding to fear-based aggression. It is searching for a successor species. The captain clenched his jaw. So it begins. The officer asked. Begins what? The captain turned to her. The test. Outside, the Sentinel emitted a deep pulse. Every alien ship shuddered. Their screens went dark for a moment. Maps scrambled. Engines failed. The human ship alone remained stable. The officer whispered, Why only us? Because we survived its prison, the captain replied. And because we did not fire, alien fleets tried to regain control, but the Sentinel's presence twisted the laws of physics around them. Some ships spun uncontrollably. Others drifted powerless. The Sentinel reached out with another tendril, not toward the humans, toward the leader of the Eden Alliance fleet. A soft blue beam connected them. The alien leader trembled. Captain, it is sending images, thoughts. I see. He fell silent. Then he spoke in a shaking voice. It is asking one question. The galaxy listened breathlessly. What question? Someone demanded. The alien leader's voice was barely a whisper. Who will guard the galaxy? When the prison inside the Forbidden Belt finally breaks, a deep fear spread through every ship. The officer on the human bridge shook her head. They want a new Sentinel. But no one can do that. No species can survive that duty. The captain stared at the hologram of the creature. His voice grew heavy. That is why we entered the belt. We discovered the prison was dying. The Sentinels called for help. We answered. The officer's eyes widened. You mean humans volunteered? The captain did not deny it. Outside, the Sentinel's blue beam ended. Its many eyes focused on the human ship. The alien fleets watched in disbelief. It is choosing them. Humans. Why humans? They are reckless. Impossible. Too chaotic. But another alien voice answered softly. They survived where no one else could. Maybe that is the point. The human warship powered its engines against low, weak, but alive. The captain touched the control panel. Transmit message to all fleets. He cleared his throat. This is Captain Leon Grant of the Human Titan-class vessel Vanguard. We did not come to challenge the galaxy. We did not come to conquer. We came because something ancient is dying, and what it holds back is far worse than this Sentinel. Alien fleets listened silently. Do not fear the Sentinel, he continued. Fear what will escape when its duty ends. The creature behind the ship raised its massive body, glowing brighter than before. The Forbidden Belt pulsed like a beating heart, and one final moment shaped everything. The Sentinel opened a portal, a gateway leading back into the belt. It looked at the human ship and waited. The crew went silent. The officer whispered, It wants us to return. The captain nodded slowly. It wants us to see the real threat. Gave the only order he could. All hands. Prepare to enter. The human warship turned toward the glowing portal. Alien fleets watched with wide eyes. Some prayed, some panicked. Some saluted because only one species had the courage to step inside. Again, the human ship entered the light, and the portal snapped shut behind them. The forbidden belt returned to its silent darkness, and the galaxy realized something terrifying. Humans were not running away. Humans were going deeper, to face the enemy no one else dared to see.